Alright, it is May 18th, so mid-May. A lot later than I intended to get going, so there's a ton of road noise. So I'll do my best to get through this and have it be heard. Lots of cicada song in the background. It's my passion fruit, hopefully it's going to go in the ground. Some strawberries here, my green stalk planter that I need to replace some plants in because it overwintered in the greenhouse and some of the plants died. Got Angelonia there. Those are Swiss chard plus cicada shell, petunia and the midnight gold variety there, chocolate mint, Innisissip. I have a dahlia emerging here, but some critter keeps snipping off the growing ends. So I think I'm going to come back with some cayenne pepper and hopefully make that a little less appetizing. Roses in bloom there. The daylilies are about to bloom. They're kind of crowding out the rows, so I probably need to pull some of them out of this space. They filled in real fast. And my citrus is doing well. Finishing up some fruit here, and it's already putting on new fruit, which I'm not entirely certain is the best sign. Meyer lemon starting to put on, it's a Lisbon lemon. This is a Meyer lemon starting to put on new fruit. So it's definitely happier. Bay laurel, witch hazel I just got, haven't decided where to put her yet. Potatoes. And in the greenhouse we have lots of tinies there. I think it's largely basils and maybe lemon balm. And I think I have some Brazilian vervain in there too, verbena. Got some zinnias, columbine, different types of basil over there, scabiosa, hydrangea grown from cutting. It's the one pepper I haven't put in the ground. Pole beans that I have to get a little bit bigger before I can put them out. It's the bigger pots. Anything that doesn't have like 4 to 6 leaves, when I put it out, will get eaten by something. So we have to wait a little bit longer for those, so I put them in compostable pots. Another hydrangea down there. And I used that medium for lilac cuttings, so we'll see. They look like they're doing okay so far. Some Artemisia, Scabiosa, Coleus, various things there. Some more Scabiosa. I think I have a lot too much Scabiosa, but we should have a ton in the front if I ever get them out there. Celosia, celery. That's Tulsi basil. These are amaranth, which I wish I'd started a lot sooner. They seem a lot smaller than they should be right now. These guys are different melons that same thing, need to get them a little bigger. And some of these are already, like this is already showing signs of powdery mildew, which maybe it's just too moist in here for them. It's a Minnesota midget cantaloupe and a sugar baby watermelon. And these guys were some seeds that just took a really long time to germinate. So that one's a lavender, and that is I think that's a leprechaun gold columbine there. Parsley, same thing, took a long time to germinate. Started those in January and finally had some seeds catch. So yeah, gotta let these guys get a little bit bigger. Might need to spray those with something to get rid of the powdery mildew since they're just tiny babies. I'm not doing a whole lot for all the plants this year. They need to, because I've started too many, got too many, put too many in the ground. So everybody's just got to take care of themselves and be healthy this year. Salvia, Baptisia, calla lily, Barracuda calla. And then those are cactus zinnia. They're in the tray here because I'm going to put them up front today. Wine and Spirits Weigella to go with the other two up front. But I need to dig my soil first before I can put it in. Somebody gave me an Easter lily, and it's sitting on top of my new yuzu tree. So exciting. That is a black crim tomato. It's probably going to stay in the pot because I don't have a spot for it at the moment. And Edgeworthia, which I'm very excited about. Don't know where that's going to go yet either. It's a problem with sort of filling up every space as you get to a point where you're running out of space for things. Asparagus bed. And I have another year before I can really harvest from these, but they seem to be doing well. Chamomile there. I have a surprise corn plant that I'm going to guess a squirrel planted for me. Sorry for the extra road noise of somebody washing a car across the street now. Strawberry patch is winding down. I'm fighting wildlife for every single thing I'm getting. That is my mango pawpaw right there. Mango is the variety. It's supposed to have a little bit of mango flavor. Service berry, Amelanchier. I don't know the variety of that, if we're being honest. I did just put in Queen Lime Blush, Zinnia, and there's a black hollyhock there. My dahlia that was there last year did not come back. I did find evidence that it had been chewed on as well, so dahlia tubers are delicious apparently. A little bit of dieback on top of my blackberry plant there. Comfrey is a little unwieldy. Need to cut it back, make some tea with it. I did put a clematis in, so that's what's growing up the trellis there. Another blackberry and a black hollyhock and black jewel raspberry. Little Ganesha patch. And get in a little bit on this. These blueberries are coming in, and these guys actually look really large, which is lovely. Excited about that. Black cherry tomatoes. We have flowers, so hopefully we'll have tomatoes soon. The Brussels sprouts that were put in March, they look a little stunted, so I don't know if that was the weather. It was a little too cold when I put them out, although we had a really warm late winter, early spring, and it stayed cool for a long while, so I was hoping they would do well, but I guess not. The cabbages seem to be good, though. But I'll keep trying with the Brussels sprouts. I did just put in a bunch of basil yesterday to go with my tomatoes. This one is enormous. This is one of the black crims, and it split itself into double liter. Same thing here. They've gotten away from me real fast, so I think they're just going to get to do what they want this season. Little tiny cabbages have ways to go, but I think I need to tie those in too, because they are so big. And these guys keep popping up everywhere. Did not plant them, they just arrived. This Cabernet Splash, blueberry. This is a shiso plant I just put in. The lettuce is bolting, so let's see if some of it's worth harvesting. Probably not, but that probably means I'm going to take these guys out tonight and we're going to have salad, because they're all going to seed and they get bitter once they go to seed. Oregano, scarlet kale, lots of Achillea, Tropicana rose, which I'm growing for rose hips, so it's popping off. And that is black velvet nasturtium, dark flower, so excited about that. Chives, Brussels sprout I was late putting in the ground, some lavender, poppy. Everything looks a little bit like it needs water, so I probably have to turn on some water here a little later than I should too. Mustard, red mustard, and scarlet kale, and then we have 4 different types of snap peas. I think I need to hurry up here. I'm hearing a lot of road noise. Rhubarb, Brussels sprouts. I have some volunteer squash of some sort, which if I was a better gardener, maybe I would pull them out. I don't know. But the volunteers tend to be really healthy, so I might let it go and see what it does. Other things are extra crowded already this year. This is sugar magnolia snap pea, so purple pods, purple flowers. Awesome. This one looks like the wind blew down, And I will have, these were all snap peas, but I swear some of these look like snow pea pods rather than snap peas. Maybe they just got to plump up. And then this one is Sugar Ann, which is a dwarf, and it's pretty small, but that one did get blown over. There's that there. And all the peppers are in here, which are getting close to doing something. I think that one's putting on some flowers. A red acre cabbage, which is such a beautiful plant. If I thought that I could get away with putting a lot of this in the front, I probably would. Artichoke there. But a lot of these things just will not thrive in my front garden as it stands. Maybe one day they will. That is another nasturtium that I believe is called Prince of India. Put some sage, rhubarb. Got lots of rhubarb back here. Oh my gosh, so much road noise. Okay, I need to hurry up. There's my hardy kiwi from the other side. Put in some peas. Have a couple of asparagus in here. My contender peach, that it's its first year in the ground. It did have some peaches on it, and I thought I'd pulled them all off, and then I came by the other day and realized there's some peaches on it, and I'm kind of tempted to leave them. This is my Honeycrisp apple. It is her 5th year in the ground, and she has not flowered once. But also she's seen some hardship. She did get split in half this year by the storm, by a tree falling on her. Some more snap peas back here. Another hardy kiwi down in the corner there. Birdhouse gourds, those 2 little guys there. We're going to hopefully grow them up the trellis. Fig tree that also got split. You can see this is where the cluster of trees actually fell through. All right, and then here, these are broccoli, some Romanesco, and DiCiccio. And then these are supposed to be cauliflowers, and obviously now I feel like I might be telling stories because these are clearly broccoli over here. Maybe I mixed up my stuff, but I know there are Romanescos in here, so maybe it was Romanesco and cauliflower, or maybe I just mixed them all up when I was planting. Oh, and look at this, I have white borage coming in. Looks like my white borage from last year reseeded. It is taking over my walkway, so I need to do something about that. Some dill, lamb's quarter, which is wild, but it's very nutritious, and it's in my garden bed, so I might let it go. Some more kale. These are all my bush tomatoes here. Roma, black plum, and San Marzano. Do have a little roselle in there. We'll see if she'll make it. That'll turn into a big, beautiful plant. Artichoke there. 2 poppies on the end, so I might actually get poppies back here. I did start putting in my melons in between and squashes. So I do have, that's a watermelon there. And, ground cherry. Got a couple of those. They're about to start fruiting. Swiss chard. Some squashes here that are going to probably grow out of this bed and take over the yard, which I'm totally fine with. A few carrots that have made it through my improper planting techniques. So yeah, lots of squashes coming in, and I think we're getting close to harvesting some of these guys too, which will be good to let the squashes have their room. Probably gonna come back and get that broccoli later today. So we'll have broccoli, something, and a salad. Maybe we'll have double vegetables today. Let me show you the rest of the trees. About to forget the rest of the yard. So we have here some blackberries coming back from the ground. I did put in some hyssop, and that is, I think, a eupatorium that seeded itself, bone set. This is one from, I believe, a cutting I stuck in the ground last year, so it looks like we might actually get some fruit from that. Pawpaw, it's 4th year in the ground, I believe. Elderberry, which it did flower this year, but it didn't have a friend close enough, I don't think, to make fruit, so it lost its flowers. Officinalis elderberry. Lots of raspberries outside of their beds. So they're chasing the light here. Blueberries. I finally tied it up a little bit to my fence because staking things, the ground's so soft there, just doesn't work. So hopefully it'll be a little more upright. More blueberries. This is a pink lemonade blueberry. Not as much fruit, but it looks like I've got fruit on all of my blueberries this year, which is super exciting. Then behind me, quince trees. I finally properly tied this one up. This one struggled to get going, but looks like she's finally putting on some growth, which is good. Very excited for her. And then its mate over here. She was much happier. She actually had flowers, and I pulled them off because you want them to get established first year in the ground. That's a pink lady apple right there. Second year in the ground. I got 2 honeyberries, 2 different varieties from the plant sale. So that is the Czech 17 variety right there. Suncoast nectarine, first year in the ground here. And then the other honeyberry, indigo treat. And then that is a peach tree that volunteered in the bed. And it was big enough to where by the time I pulled it out, I thought I'd let it have a shot. So there is, could be a new variety, but it also could be inedible. We'll see. And I think that is the end.